My name is Martin. I have been studying charisma and communication skills for 3 years straight. I have 30 friends in my local gym. I have a 12-year-old friendship with my best friend, and I have a 1-year-old relationship with my girlfriend with zero arguments. And in today's video, I'm gonna rank every single one of the female red flags based on how serious they are. And I'm gonna tell you how the tiers work so you can understand everything better. Time to break up. It's over. If a woman has this red flag, we are breaking up immediately. The relationship will not work. We are done means that the red flag is serious, but not as serious as the breakup ones. Can we talk about it? This is not that serious of a red flag because you know that you can change your partner's behavior through effective communication. Then we have I can live with it, which is a red flag that is not that serious, and you also don't need to communicate about it, but you don't mind it really, but you know it's there. And then finally, this is not even a red flag at all. It might just be a full-on green flag and you actually like this behavior in a woman. Wants to check your phone all the time. For some men, this might be a huge problem because they are cheating on their wives. But when a woman does this to me, I always find it really cute. Like she cares about our relationship, and she doesn't want any other women to be texting me on Instagram. That's why I believe I can put this and I can live with it, because if it happens all the time, yeah, then we might need to talk about it. But if you really need to talk about it, then what are you hiding? So that's why I can live with it, because if you need to talk about it, if you need to break up over it, then you are probably hiding something, and that's the time when you will break up. Then we have types in all lowercase, and people who have a problem with this are extremely picky. And I have to say that this is not a problem whatsoever. If a woman has this, I don't see this as such a big of a problem. She's just typing very fast. What is there to think about? Then we have types in all lowercase. Makes you cut off friends. And we have to be more specific with this, because when she makes you cut off bad friends, people who are toxic to you, people who put you on bad habits, then that is a really green flag, as you probably know. But if she wants you to cut off those good friends who help you become better, who want to help you improve your own life, then we all know that this is the time to immediately break up. But if she cuts off your really good friends, it is time to break up. I'm just gonna say this honestly, I don't think a lot of people who watch this video have toxic friends, and if you do, it's time to get rid of them. But people who don't have toxic friends, and if you meet a woman that is trying to just cut off your good and honest friends, it's time to break up with her, because this is a massive red flag. So I'm gonna specify this problem as cutting off the good friends, not the bad ones. Car fanatic. I have to put all my hands up in the air. I don't care about cars whatsoever. I know a lot of my friends do. I know a lot of men do care about cars. So for some men, this might be a very huge green flag right here. For me personally, I can live with it. I don't find it unattractive or maybe like a huge red flag. But for some men, whew, this would be their dream wife quality girl. Compares you with her ex. This is a huge time to break up, because she has unresolved psychological problems in her mind. Her subconscious is still thinking about that guy, and that is the perfect time where we need to break up. I could not even imagine being on a date with a girl and she would tell me, yeah, my ex done this and you are so similar to him. But what happened between you? Why didn't it work? That's what is going on in my mind at that time when she says something like that. And what I have learned through studying charisma and social skills, people hate being compared to other people. Especially if she compares you in a very bad way. If she compares you in something mundane like you have very similar hair, still, it's talking about her ex. So it doesn't matter how she compares you, even if it's good, even if it's bad, doesn't matter, because she is still having her ex on her mind. Always responds with I don't care. We are this is a huge turn off. People who don't care about your relationship. It's that simple. If you find a person who does not care, why should you care about them? I think this goes in we are done. I think it can be talked about, but it is a huge problem. Of course, you can still talk about these things with your girlfriend, but there is a huge huge chance that she is not gonna follow up on these. Here I'm just putting the ones that she will follow up on her promise, but this is really hard because she has some psychological deep shadow trauma in her mind, and here is the same thing. She is so jealous that she wants to get rid of your friends just to get you to care about her, which is a huge red flag also. But here I believe there is a much better chance of talking to her about it than to just break up with her. Dress is for more than your eyes, and I believe that the person who made this tier list thought about it in a sense of she's dressing up better because she wants to get attention from other men. We are done. Reason for this is not time to break up, because I believe that you can still talk to her about it. Maybe if you are a little bit extreme, you can put this to time to break up. The reason for that is because this is again psychological trauma, because she has some unresolved psychological problems in her brain that needs to seek other people's attention. Probably it is very similar to the narcissistic disorder, because once you have other men, why do you need to dress up to get attention from even more men? That doesn't make any sense if you are not an OnlyFans girl. You can still talk to your girl about it, so you can solve this through effective communication, but there is a huge chance that this might be deep psychological trauma, because there might be a chance that she doesn't know that she's doing this. But if you just say to her that, oh, listen, I don't like that you are doing this, can we please talk more about this? If you just say it like that, then in my opinion it might work, but on the other hand it still might not. So I'm just gonna keep it here, because I know that some people, if they just really put themselves into the other person's shoes and they show a lot of empathy and a lot of good communication skills, they can solve this problem as well. Then we have overly quirky, and I am putting it in the first green flag of the day. I am quirky myself, and I absolutely despise normal people, because in my last video about female archetypes, I said that I despise normal people because normal people are extremely boring, and that's why a woman with a little bit or maybe even a massive quirky behavior would be an extremely great addition to my life. That's why I have my current girlfriend, because she's quirky, she's not like any other girls. I can genuinely have fun with her and make good jokes with her also. Then we have the TikTok user. I think this goes in can we talk about it, because it's not such a huge problem like all these psychological traumas, but this is a huge problem. If my girl uses TikTok after 3 months of me being in a relationship with her, we are done. I'm ending the relationship. First I will try to communicate, of course, but after the communication is over and she does not change anything, time to leave her, big boss. Time to leave her. Because TikTok is so bad. But I'm gonna explain to you why TikTok is really bad. TikTok is really bad because your girl has this contrast effect in her mind. Everyone has this. Even us men have this problem also. Because when we look at porn, we are immediately trying to contrast these perfectly light up women, because the perfect lighting, the perfect camera angles, and we are trying to contrast these women to the women in our own lives. And this is exactly what will happen to your girl if she stays on TikTok, because she is being constantly displayed these guys who are doing these gay ass dances on TikTok. And that's when we need to completely remove TikTok, because the contrast will one day spike up and she's gonna start comparing you psychologically with all of the other men that she saw on that app. Always needs new iPhone. What even is this red flag? I'm just putting it in the can we talk about it, because probably this again some psychological trauma for attention, but not as big one as these ones. Excessive jealousy, and I will put this in the jealousy and envy is one of the deadly sins. We cannot forget about that. That's why we genuinely just have to put this in at least one of these two. We are done, because this is another part of real and genuine envy towards other people, and it also signals a little bit of trust issues. That's the reason why I'm putting this in we are done. You can solve basically any problem in your relationship through effective communication. That's why I have studied charisma and communication for 3 years straight, because reality is negotiable. And how can you negotiate things? By communicating. That's why I'm putting this in we are done. If this won't be fixed, this will be time to break up. Spends too much money. I would not even try to communicate with a girl like that. I would not even try. I would just break up in click of my fingers. So this is time to break up. Not even trying to communicate with her. This is just break up, over. Actually, when I think about it, these two are also break up, over. No communication needed, just you are done. This is complete. Botox, fillers, surgery. Time to break up, immediate breakup, because you cannot talk to her about this. Remember how I said previously that you can talk to a girl about a problem and you can fix it through effective communication? This is not it, boss. This is just not gonna work. It's like the guy who has been pumping steroids into his shoulder through his entire life and he has now this size of his dick. That's why time to break up immediately. OnlyFans account, again, deep psychological trauma, need to see attention. She needs to see all of those money, all of those status. Those are the things that I find really, really, really unattractive when I'm talking to some girls. Because when I see a girl or this boss babe archetype, like I have said in the previous video, because I do not appreciate a girl that has her work above the genuine love and connection. And what type of person do you need to be to just post your nude photos online just to gain some money? You have no other value to provide. The only value you have is basically your tits and ass. I think about gaslighting, you can talk about it. A lot of manipulators don't have any idea that they are manipulating the other person. Usually manipulate because throughout their childhood they had some problem, they had some trauma, and they casually, every single step of their life, they have learned how to get what they want. And they have learned and picked up on gaslighting throughout the years. That's why if you just talk to your girlfriend about, oh wait, you are gaslighting me, and she will be like, oh, what is gaslighting? You can then explain to her what is gaslighting, because most of the time you'll be surprised people don't even know they are manipulating you, because their subconscious, their shadow is trying to manipulate the other person just to get the other person's approval and get them to do something. But a lot of people don't know this. That's why if you just can confront your girlfriend about this problem, it will just go away, probably in the click of your fingers. But again, when it comes to all of these red flags, if you just catch her doing that, time to break up immediately. Loud chewing, and in my opinion, this is the best example of can we talk about it. And immediately she will stop because she knows that it's making you uncomfortable. And if she will not stop, time to break up, my guy. Because it's not such a huge psychological trauma. It's just a behavior that has been conditioned throughout the years. Constantly tries to take pictures of you. I think this is really cute. This is a huge green flag. If she's not selling them on a dark web, great. Because this can just strengthen up your relationship much more. I have millions millions of pictures of my girlfriend in my own phone, and she also has millions of me, and that's when you want to just save up those memories. So this is not a red flag in my opinion whatsoever, because she cares about you so much that she just wants to take pictures of you, and that's why I believe this is a huge green flag. Septum piercing. If I see a girl that has a septum piercing, I am not even going on a first date with her. That's how bad it is. So that's why I'm putting it time to break up immediately in the click of your fingers, because I will not even get on a first date with you in the first place, because I do not appreciate such, I have no idea, weird behavior. Then we have tattoos, and tattoos are one of the most unattractive, single-handedly worst things that a woman can have. This is such a huge turn off for me that if I see a woman, I am putting her 12, even 10 miles away from me, because I don't want to go near her, because she's probably a serial killer. That's why tattoos, immediate turn off, time to break up immediately. Single mom, no. She has been fucked by others many times before. Then we have too much makeup. Too much makeup is going into, I think, a low we are done. Reason for that is because it is not such a huge psychological problem inside her brain, and you can again talk to her about how much makeup you want her to wear. I'm going to the gym every single day, and these three girls always, this group of girls always come up to the gym, and one of my friends, actually my best friend, he came up to one of these girls because he wanted one of her Instagram, because when he looked at that one girl from very far away, she looked extremely beautiful. But when he came up to her, he saw all those all those makeup mountains on her. That's when he came up to me and I asked him, "Yo, bro, how did it went?" And he said, "Martin, she looked so much prettier from far away." That's why I feel him. I would not even get into a relationship with a girl if she's wearing too much makeup. But if your girl starts wearing way too much makeup, talk to her about it. I don't think that's such a huge problem. But it is a pretty huge one. But not as all the way up to break up with her. Can't cook? We can talk about this. We can genuinely talk about this. You can just learn how to cook. This is not such a huge problem. But we can learn it together. That's what I would do. If I wanted to get my girl to start cooking, I would immediately say to her, "Hey, would you like to cook with me? And I'm gonna teach you something." And now she also has a guide, her man, as the teacher also in that situation. So if you want to change a behavior, just tell her that you are going to help her with it. And that's when she will realize that you are on her side and not trying to change her. Does not clean up after herself. We can all agree that we can talk about this. This is not such a huge problem that you need to break up with a girl because she is not cleaning up after herself. It is a little bit gross. We all understand that, but I believe that it can be talked through. That's the word I was looking for. Extremely indecisive. This is not such a big problem because a man should be a leader and he should decide on things. And when a man knows how to decide on things, it's pretty easy. So if you are a very attractive masculine man with leadership abilities, hit me up on Instagram, by the way. But if you have these things, then girls will love you because you are taking the initiative. And this is not such a problem because women are feminine. We're not expecting women to make decisions for us. No motivation in life. This is a huge turn off. No motivation. This is not a good one. Hi, we are done. You're not going to the gym, you are probably vaping the whole day, you are probably just scrolling on TikTok because no motivation to do anything with yourself. It's such a huge turn off for anyone. If a girl sees a guy playing video games all day, she's gonna go like, "Oh, shut the fuck up." And she's never gonna date him. Men these days have such bad standards that because a girl is pretty, they are just going to go into a relationship with her because they want some pussy. But if you genuinely think about this girl and what she's doing with her life, then you will realize, no, she's basically nobody. She doesn't have any personality. She has nothing going on for her life. I'm putting this in the "we are done" because this is extremely hard to talk about. Maybe even time to break up. That's how hard this is because there is no way that you can talk a girl into doing something that she doesn't want to do. This is one of the hardest, most difficult things to communicate through because it is a deep internal motivation. It is not just a quick behavior that, oh, she cannot cook, she's chewing loud. This is genuinely hard psychological wiring that you need to unwire if you want to be with this girl. One of the guys, I think this means that you are just one of the guys I'm dating. If that is the case, then I'm putting this time to break up. Trust issues is a huge one. That's why I'm putting it in "we are done." Because again, like no motivation, this is deeply psychologically rooted into her. Where is this coming from? Where is this behavior coming from? Have you been cheated before? That's why, again, a psychological behavior. Not a just regular behavior, psychological one. Controlling, again, you can just say she's controlling you to do good stuff, or maybe she's controlling you to do really bad stuff. Again, I'm gonna tell you something really important. My girlfriend just yesterday told me that I should not eat pasta anymore because pasta is really unhealthy for a human body because it is processed food. And I was not ready. I have to be honest with every single one of you all. I was not ready to quit pasta at that time, but she controlled me and she helped me to do something good with my life because I am on an elimination diet right now and I'm trying to get leaner and get abs eventually. And that's when she realized, oh, why don't you just cut out pasta? It's that simple. But my brain didn't want to cut it because it's so tasty. That's why this can be going in both ways, but I'm gonna again assume that the person who made this tier list thought this was a bad thing. That's why, time to break up. And now we hit the second row of the time to break up. Very secretive. And I'm gonna do something that you are probably not gonna expect. This is one of the easiest ways how you can talk to someone. Because if they are secretive, you probably made something really, really bad in that relationship. You probably were not listening to her, you were bad at communication, and your charisma was probably down in the depths of the shadow realm. And that's when we can just start showing more empathy towards the other person. And that's when the other person will just open up to us more. Because this is not some psychologically deep trauma, even though it might look like it is just them doing a behavior. You can just say that if something happens, you will understand. You don't have to be judging the other person. You just need to understand them. And then they will open up to you much more. Doesn't respect boundaries, and because you have already set up boundaries and she again doesn't respect them, that is a huge time to break up. Because if you had to set up the boundaries in the first place and then she's not even respecting them, even you have set up the boundaries, time to break up. Nothing to say about this. Doesn't like when you are with friends. Oh, my girlfriend was like this at the beginning of our relationship, but she fixed this. Thank God. Because she wanted my attention towards her. But completely normal. She had some, I don't know, psychological trauma again. But I managed to fix this. So that's why I'm putting this in we are done. It is hard. It is hard. It is really tough to get that girl to stop doing this. And this is going to be a huge advice for you. If your girl is doing this, you need to just expose her more to your friends. Because she now needs to know them on a much better level. Because she is acting like this because she doesn't know your friends. That's why we need to make our girl talk to our friends. Not in a very flirty sexual way. No, I'm not talking about any of that. I'm talking about her just having some genuine conversation with one of your friends. So that means that she will eventually understand who these people even are. Because you are always saying to her that I'm going out with friends, but if she doesn't even know your friends, then she doesn't even know who are you going out with. At least that's how I fix this problem. Only has male friends, pick me behavior. That's why I'm gonna put this in time to break up. We don't need to talk about this no more. We all men know that if a girl has male friends, that is instantly breakup material right there. Constantly puts you down. Maybe some girls don't know they are doing this, again, psychological trauma, but you can talk to her about it 100%. But again, really tough to talk to her about this. Now I'm gonna speed around a little bit because the video will take forever and I don't want that to happen. Doesn't take interest in your hobbies. Listen, if you are a guy and you have different hobbies probably than a girl, because you are probably working a lot, you are working out also, and you are focusing on self-improvement maybe and improving yourself, then I don't think that is a huge problem, because we all have different hobbies and interests. So in my opinion, I can live with it 100%. Huge warning right here, I have just now realized the actual question. It was about if she takes interest in what are you doing, not if she's participating inside the hobbies with you. And if she doesn't care about your hobbies, that is the time to immediately, in a click of your fingers, to break up with her immediately. Daddy issues. If a girl has daddy issues, that is a huge psychological trauma, because a woman dates a man that is mostly close to her dad. We men date women who represent our mother's behavior. And if she has problems with her father, that means she's gonna be probably attracted to those bad behaviors in you. That means she's really broken. I'm gonna put this in one of the worst times to break up. Germophobia? What is this? When someone fears microorganisms and their... Dude, who made this? Who made this? Time to break up. Because that is a psychological thing. You cannot change it about a person. Opposite culture. No, not my cup of coffee. I am personally from Slovakia, and if I see a girl that is from Slovakia, I'm taking her. But if I see a girl from, let's say, the Czech Republic or Poland, just the other accents and the way how they speak and the cultural difference is just so different for me. That's why I'm just not ready to be adaptable in that situation that hard to just care about some random Ukrainian Polish girl if I can just have a girl from my own country. Now I'm gonna blow everyone else's mind with this. No oral. And a lot of people will be like, bro, no way, no oral. Reason why I'm putting no oral, I can live with it because I don't think it's that good. I don't think blowjobs are really worth it. I believe that normal sex is much, much better. That's why I can live with no oral. Not a huge problem. Chat Red chat friends. What the fuck is this? You think they have no class and lack of proper upbringing, but they don't know it yet. Oh, so it's like degenerates. Okay. Okay. We are putting this time to break up. Very simple, very easy. Illiterate. The English words are getting to my brain now. I am guessing that this means that she doesn't know certain words and she doesn't know grammar properly. No, this is just a huge turnoff. This is too much. If you don't know the basics of grammar, that's too much. I don't even know basics of grammar myself. But if someone just messes up a really easy word, a huge red flag. Frequently contacts her ex. This is going straight to break up because we all know why. Psychological trauma right there. She has not moved past him. Excessive partying, again, being contrasted to other men, and she's contrasted you with all of those party boys and people who she meets on those parties. That's why, again, a huge contrast effect. Designer branded clothing only. First of all, if I see a girl like that, I'm not going on a first date with her. And second of all, I am putting this, we are done. Because this is really hard to communicate. If she wears Gucci, Balenciaga, I have no idea what those words even mean, by the way. I have no idea about designer clothes. I wear this shirt every single day. That's why it's such a huge turnoff for me if a girl wears branded clothes, because I'm just wearing the same thing every single day. If you just look at my channel, on every single video I wear this exact same t-shirt. That's why I'm putting this in we are done. Unnaturally dyed hair, yeah, this signals huge problems in psychology. That's why I'm putting this in a huge breakup material, because the question is why you have to dye your hair. What is the reason? Do you want attention? Do you want to be valued by other people? What do you want? Piercings? No, I cannot even think about a girl that has piercings. Earrings actually look very attractive on a girl, but piercings, I had this on my tongue, and then on my nose. Ungroomed, maybe you can talk to her about it, but this is a huge red flag still. Because when someone is not grooming themselves properly, you can probably just cut them off immediately, because you see immediately, subconsciously, you know that if they are not taking care of themselves, why should you care about them? But I'm also ungroomed myself a little bit, so I should probably shut the fuck up when it comes to this advice. Doesn't wear heels? Is this such a huge problem for men? Why do you want her to wear heels? Addicted to coffee? A lot of people are gonna hate me for this advice, but I have to put this in, we are done. If you are addicted to coffee so much that you have to drink it every single morning. By the way, every single morning, if you drink a coffee, that is basically an addiction. Because if you don't have energy, you have to gain it. You have to know how to get energy. Because you're not gonna get energy through drinking coffee. You're gonna get energy through not drinking coffee, and then you're gonna massively have higher and much bigger levels of energy. See me, I have been recording this video for 1 hour and I still have this huge amount of energy because I am not drinking coffee. I think you can talk to your girl about this, but the thing is that it is an addiction. That's why this is extremely hard to tolerate. Then we have hard drugs. Twitch streamer. How low in the totem pole hierarchy do you have to be? No way. Always plays the victim card. This actually made me think a lot. Because women cannot fight. They usually cannot scream. The only thing that they can do to get someone else's approval and to get someone else to like them, or maybe get someone else to basically agree with them, is to just show their emotions and play the victim. But still, it is a huge manipulation happening. Putting it in we are done. But still, you can talk to your girl about this problem. Physically aggressive, a girl that beats up her man is no girl at all. Get the hell out of here. Only beat your man if the man is beating you first. Frequently cursing, this is one of the huge... I can't even express how this of a huge red flag is this. If I see a girl cursing on the first date, I'm not going on a second one, because I know that I don't have the leverage to persuade her into not speaking those very disgusting words anymore. I am no longer cursing myself. Yes, I have cursed a little bit in this video. I have to be honest, and I have to put my hand on my heart. But not really attractive in a woman. A woman should be pure. A woman should be very feminine. And if she's cursing, not so much. Ratchet accent, no, I'm putting this here. Communication issues. This is one of the biggest ones, because once you don't have communication inside your relationship, you are done. The relationship will fall flat on its face. That's the simple reality of being unable to communicate. You can still talk to her about communicating better, so you can communicate with her about communicating better. But if you can pull that off, then you have my huge applause, my man. That's why I'm putting this in Time to Break Up. Holy shit, look at all of this. I'm just gonna put my webcam up here so you can see everything better. Look how many we have. A lot. Overweight, I despise fat people, so I'm putting this all the way up here as the first one. Frequently depressed. Even though she's in a relationship with you. If she's frequently depressed and she's in a relationship with you, you are probably doing something really wrong. I believe this is the perfect time to talk about this problem. Does not work, no income. I see this as I can live with it because I am a huge advocate for male work ethic and I love working myself. See, recording this video 1 hour into this and I'm still smiling and I'm still extremely happy. That's why if she doesn't work, not a huge problem, because a woman, in my opinion, should be there for her children and to show love to the world. Disrespect waitress, oh my god, this is one of the worst ones. Ugh, who disrespects the waitress? If I'm on a first date with a girl and she disrespects the waitress, I'm not even paying the bill for you. That's how bad you look in my eyes. I'm not paying shit for you. This is what I would do. I would ask the waitress for her number in front of her eyes. That's how hateful I would be towards her if she would disrespect the waitress. She's just doing her job and you immediately... I would ask the waitress's number and Insta in front of her face. Only has crazy exes? No. I'm not dealing with any psychopaths and sociopaths, no way. Smoking, a huge turn off, not going on a first date with a girl who smokes. Imagine you just kissing a mouth that has a cigarette in there in just 15 minutes ago. Anime, Veeb, Third, I can live with it. I like to watch some anime myself a little bit. Not one of those bad ones, because I have to be honest with every single one of y'all. 99% of anime is just ass, so you can just toss that out of the window. But the 1% is really golden, and you can just watch it anytime you want. And it's sometimes better than most TV shows out there. And if she cosplays, then that is time to break up. But if she just watches casually, for example like me, just to enjoy some fun, 100%. Gamer girl? No, but you cannot even talk about it because this is a personality trait. I'm putting this in. We are done. I'm not just attracted to gamer girls. Friends fan. I'm not gonna rank this because I don't know what it means, so I'm putting it all the way down here. Starbucks hipster. We are putting this in. We are done. Yeah, because Starbucks is really close to McDonald's. That's why I despise Starbucks. Netflix binger. But this is where I'm gonna stop. This is where I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna put this immediately inside. I can live with it because I'm also the Netflix binger myself, because I'm not scrolling, I'm not eating junk food, and I'm not doing any bad habits. But the only thing that keeps me sane and alive in this world are Netflix shows. Prison Break, Dexter, Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul. Everything is just keeping me sane in this entire world. That's why we are putting Netflix binger as I can live with it. Attraction to drug... No. In, and then she's out? Get fucked. Astrology believe, actually, because the zodiac sign is this, and then we can talk about this future with our stars. If you look at the star... Disrespects parents. No, a girl should not disrespect her parents, but if she does, I think it is really hard to talk to her about it, but once you can pull it off, that's when everything will change. But again, if I was to be more realistic, I would put this in Time to Break Up. Choice of alcohol is beer. Any alcohol is haram. Get the fuck out of here. Part of sorority. Done. Gambling problem. We are putting this all the way up here. She's gonna gamble all of my money away. Gender studies. What does this mean? Gender identity and expression and express gender. Masculinity, femininity, non-binary identities. Feminist theory. LGBTQ study. No. Uneducated depends how much uneducated, but I think you can learn your girl a lot of stuff about education. So if she's really that uneducated, then it's probably it just disappeared. If she's really uneducated, you can just put it right here. But I think you can just learn and teach her something really important when it comes to education. So if she's really uneducated, if the word extremely would be placed and wrote right here, then I would put it all the way up here. But because she is not uneducated, I'm just gonna put it in we can talk about it. 10 plus body count, I don't think I need to explain this. This is probably one of the worst out of every single one of these. K-pop stan, let's talk about it. I think you can do better from now on. Subpar hygiene, no. Gold digger, no. This is a huge problem. Disrespects animals. Who disrespects animals, bruh? Actually, maybe we can talk about it. We are done. We can talk about it, but it is really close to breaking up with you. Makes TikToks. We have to talk about this. But huge red flag. Because again, she's displaying herself to other men. That's basically what TikTok is these days. Content creator, influencer. I am the influencer in this relationship. Nobody can take that role away from me. That's why I'm putting this in time to break up. Feminist. I don't think we even need to talk about this. On this channel, the last thing I want to do is to get into politics, so get fucked. Vegan. You already know that vegan people have such bad views. So I'm gonna put this in we are done. Excessive drinking. Again, some psychological trauma once again. Takes religion too seriously. And now that we speedrun all of the bad ones, we can just finally rest in green flags, finally. Once again, after everything that I have went through, I can just finally say that this is one of the best green flags that a girl can have. Because God doesn't want wrong for anyone. God and Jesus himself want to help people on this earth. So if she takes kindness and helping people too seriously, then she takes goodness and greatness way too seriously. That's why huge green flag. Overly active on social media. We have to talk about this. Depends what he means by overly active, but I'm gonna put this in. We can talk about this. Anger issues. All of the girls have periods, so I believe we are done, but we can talk about it, so I'm gonna put it right here. Bad at driving. This is actually, I can live with it because I like driving myself. Dirty shoes. Who cares? Who cares? Maybe we can talk about it. Always wearing a hat or a beanie. My girlfriend wears a beanie when the winter comes, but if she always, even when it's hot and summer, we have to talk about the beanie. Doesn't take responsibility. This is one of the hugest red flags ever. If your girl doesn't take responsibility sometimes, and you are always taking the responsibility on yourself, you will eventually burn out. And you will then realize that, I don't want to be in this relationship. Because then you will feel like everything is a personal attack on you. And that's when you will just quit. Rock metal fan. I can live with it. What is the huge problem with this? Unappreciative. This is one of the worst ones. Communication issues and unappreciative, these two things are really close to each other. The reason for that is because being unappreciative towards the other person makes them eventually hate you, because they don't even know if you actually like them back. That's why I'm putting this in time to break up, because if you are not showing me love in the relationship, and if I am showing you love, we are done. Golf girl, no, please. Huge radius away from me. Plays hard to get. No, I don't have time for any of these stupid mind games. Comes on too strong. No, why? We don't want women to be strong. We want them to be feminine. Uses Snapchat. This is one of the worst breakup red flags ever. We are done with these women. No way. Snapchat is basically girls who are under 15 years old and pedophiles. Nobody else. Picky eater. I like these girls. She's a picky eater, like me. I always pick my stuff. I don't like to put stupid shit into my stomach, because your food is your fuel. And that's why this is a huge green flag. Horse girl. I can live with it. Who doesn't like horses? Tomboy, what does this mean even? No. Hardcore football fan. Why are you simping over football boys? No. I am the only man. Cheated in the past. Oh my god. No way that someone is gonna put this somewhere down here. No way. This is probably one of the worst ones. This is probably in the top 5 of the worst ones. Let's make the worst one. 10 plus body count. These 3 are probably the worst ones. If a girl has this is probably the worst shit ever. Guilt tripping? Oh, no. We can talk about it because, like I said, people sometimes don't know they are guilt tripping others. Hiding the relationship? Why are you hiding it? Why are you hiding it? What are you so ashamed of? Constantly makes you feel dumb. Oh, yeah. Control freak. No, thank you. Downplaying your emotions. No, don't. Maybe she doesn't know she's doing it, so I would talk to her about it. Seeks validation. Everyone seeks validation. That's a green flag. What the fuck? Actually, I'm just gonna stop right here and I'm just gonna honestly say, if you are not giving your girl the validation she deserves, either break up with her right now or just start giving her validation if you truly care about her. Because everyone in this world seeks validation. And I've learned that through 3 years of learning charisma and communication skills. Needs reassurance. Everyone needs reassurance. Everyone needs it. And especially feminine girls. So if you see this as a red flag, probably you need some more masculine women than you are. And that's why another green flag. Yay, we got 2 green flags in a row. Let's go. Hold you to double standard. Holy shit, is a huge green flag. 3 green flags. She holds you to double your standard. So if you say that you're gonna go 2 times into the gym in 1 week, she's gonna challenge you to go 4 times per week. That's why I'm putting this in the green flag category. Energy drinks, we are done, but I think we can talk about it. Stoner weed addict, no, I'm not talking to you about this. I'm not going on a first date with you. 24/7 on your phone, we can talk about it 100%, but on a first date, that would be time to break up. But if she starts doing it in a relationship, time to talk about it. Clingy, maybe I can live with it because it's very cute in my opinion. Some men might not like it, but I personally love it because that shows a lot of love. Because everyone needs validation. And this is a way how to show validation. Possessive, what does this mean? She's Satanist or what? Because I don't want a witchcraft girl. Parents share their location-based parents. Green flag. But you cannot talk to her about this. It's not her fault, it's parents' fault, and parents are just protective. Eating disorder, no, we cannot even talk about this. Impatient, my girl is a little bit impatient, but I can live with it. Actually, I need to talk with my girl about this. She has to be more patient sometimes. Over the defensive, we are putting this very quickly into the time to break up. We are done, or maybe can we talk about it? I think we can talk about it because it's again, she maybe doesn't know she's doing it. It's like those manipulation techniques right here. Drama queen, we are, no, this is actually time to break up. High maintenance, no, I don't want some high maintenance. We are done, but I believe that the talking and the communication would fix it at least a little bit. Addicted to the gym, I'm the only one addicted to the gym, not you. Where did I put it? No, addicted to the gym, I'm putting it up here. I'm putting it in a we can talk about it because who doesn't like when someone is working on themselves? Post gym pics on social media. No, thank you. But because you got this far into the video, I have no energy right now, but I just wanted to say something really important to you. My name is Martin and I'm the inventor of the Social Yin Yang, and I have created a program that is helping people improve their charisma and social skills. Imagine you one day coming up to the gym and to your workspace and shaking hands with every single person in the entire room. Nobody is disrespecting you, but you are on the other hand kind to absolutely everyone. That is the Social Yin Yang. And if you want to master Social Yin Yang, I have made a full program just for you. You'll get also access to me as your charisma and communication skills expert 24/7. You'll get access to 30+ hours of courses and lectures made by me about charisma and communication skills. And then you will also get access to a full community of people who are just like you, who want to improve their charisma and social skills. And just to make it even better for you, if in this program you will see zero to none results whatsoever, I will personally give you all of your money back. Because if you will not succeed, I don't want your money. So if you are interested in that, click the first link in the description. And if you want to see the video where I rated all of the girl archetypes, you should click this video right here. Live a happy life, man.